Season 2, Episode 2. We're doing the thing. Liam P's virtual variety broadcast. I'm excited. This one's fun. This one's cool. We got Parr Usual as my guest tonight, and she is super cool. She's super talented. The interview was a lot of fun. I think you're gonna dig it. I think you're gonna dig everything. She just released a new EP, and you're gonna hear that sentence a lot tonight. But get excited because the music is awesome. Uh, I've got the band here, Liam and the Nerdy Blues guys, Dalton and Josh. I'm excited. We're gonna do a thing, specifically, Lily. We're gonna do a song called "Window" off my solo record. So, without further ado, why not? Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Have some music in your ears. This is called "Window," featuring Dalton Roland and Josh Harris. Yeah.
I just had an amazing revelation. I just figured myself out a bit. I don't know why I can't handle it. I don't know why I can't handle it. I just saw a big piece of my future. I just heard a new song on my soul. I don't know why I can't take control. I don't know why I can't take control. It's my choice to see my life as a mirror or a window. Living dangerously, I don't know who I will be tomorrow. There is peace by the side of the river. There are people who know how to live, but I don't know just how much I can give. I don't know just how much I can give. It's my choice to see my life as a mirror or a window. Living dangerously, I don't know who I will be tomorrow. And I will find you. Hold on to it. Figuring out. I will find it. I will hold on to it. Figuring out. Do away with all my doubts. I just built up an armful of records, and I spun them until I gave in. 'Cause I know that I will have the chance to win. I will have it, I'll have it, I know. I'll have the chance to win. Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
It is good. How are you?
Good. Is the audio okay? I don't have like a mic set up or anything.
Oh, it's totally fine. Perfect.
Okay,
Sound
cool.
good.
Woo.
Yeah. Well, hey, first of all, thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to just talk about your songs, which brings me to congratulations on the freaking EP.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's super cool. How's the release? Are people excited? Are people listening to it?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Like right now, I mean, most of my, I would say, audience is definitely like college students, people who are a lot of people in Boone,
Right.
and this has been really busy. So like I'm really lucky that everyone, you know, supported me and
Yeah.
and listened and all that. Because I mean, I know how crazy it is right now at the start of the semester. So I think it went really well and got a lot of really positive feedback. So
Oh,
it
heck
was very.
yes. I'm so glad that your first performance that I'm going to show was the first song off the EP, I Love House Shows. Uh, Sick song, super cool song. I gotta say, like, this is a really good opening song. This is so I dig this song. The first few lines, I'm gonna nerd out. By the way, this is what I do. I just nerd out about people's music. So I'm sorry if it's super lame, but the first few lines that you had, I really like those because you totally bring a setting into your song, and you do that like your summer release. A couple of your lines were just like painting a picture of where you're at and where the song's coming from, and I totally appreciate that. And especially knowing that you're a Boone student and knowing what this song is about, you like nailed the setting instantly and just really put like the listener right into the spot that you're in. So that's super cool. I gotta compliment that. I'm not gonna give the lines away because I want people to be excited about it. But the first line, like where the mountains and stars tip the moon, yada yada yada. You just put the listener there. That's really cool. So with this song, like, is this a particular night? Is this like a culmination of nights? Is this? Tell me about where this came from.
That's an awesome question. Yeah, this is actually the song was definitely inspired by like a particular night. It was dang, I'm like realizing how maybe not how old, but like in retrospect, like how long I've had this song in the vault.
Right.
Yeah, like it was July 4th, 2019. In Boone, there used to be, and I don't think they do house shows anymore just because the people who live there graduated already. But it's this place called Grandma's House in Boone.
Okay.
And it's this little white house, like right off the highway, like maybe not the highway, it's like coming out of Boone, like downtown Boone going into like Tennessee, but like this little house, it's so unassuming you'd never know like how shows go down, like you can't really see it from the street or whatever.
Right. I love it.
And yeah, that whole night was just like really awesome. I met some like awesome people there who I'd work with in the future, with like different music. And it was like that whole song was just basically like summing up the night of like why I love house shows, like not just like the music aspect, but like everything that happens at a house show,
Yeah.
And so it was definitely like inspired from different like kind of house shows I've been to. Like everything, like the connecting thread between all of them were some of these little scenes that you say kind of like that I painted, but like definitely the whole inspiration came from that night.
Cool. That's super cool. You can definitely tell that it's like there's something dear to you about this tune. This is probably like way more philosophical or whatever than the song actually is, but there's this like feeling of like acceptance or belonging that I got from this. Like you're happy where you're at. You feel good about this situation. But then in the second verse, there was that line that's like, I can't remember the exact line, but it was basically a complete departure of that. There was like this one line about like this boy or whatever that was almost a total lack of acceptance or like a lack of belonging and stuff like that. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, that just because that one line was so kind of out of place, but perfectly out of place, that it just really caught me. So that's super cool. I dig that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you like mentioning that because like sometimes I feel like you write a song and you're just like okay whatever, but then like having someone else talk to you about it, you're kind of like that is an excellent point because that's like kind of the thing, like the chorus is pretty much kind of like that feeling of like you're here with a bunch of people who are kind of like-minded like you, and especially in Boone with it being a small town, like there's an amazing music scene but like it's kind of isolated, you know what I'm saying, in a way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's kind of all you have, especially if you're really artistic and into music and you're not like outdoorsy or anything like that, like house shows is kind of like what you have.
Yeah.
So it's like that feeling of acceptance, like you're part of this group, but then at the same time, the line I know what you're talking about, is kind of like well, then you meet people and like maybe you're not as, I mean, artistic or not as indie or something like that. Even within this like little realm of people that you feel acceptance with, you still feel like out of place, you know?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I asked. That's totally what I was feeling. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
so relatable. Cool. Okay, I don't know if you can answer this question. Who's the band in the song that you're talking about?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I feel like I remember writing that line, and I could not tell you if the song they wrote was 3 months ago, but like they were just always a staple of the band, like in the Boone community, was Self Help. I don't know if you heard of them or not.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know the name. Yeah.
Yeah, Self Help, and that was like they played that night. I'm like, yeah, they did play that night. And that was like I like Self Help was such a staple. I mean, they still do stuff now, but like I think a good amount of the band is like graduated and they've kind of moved on a little bit. But like when I first got there, like freshman, sophomore year, like Self Help played all kinds of shows. Got to know like a few of their band members pretty well, and like really awesome. So that's kind of who I think about when I sing that line, I think.
Yeah, that's super cool. That makes me happy that it's actually like someone that exists and not
Yes.
just as philosophical. Cool. Well, yes. This song makes me really happy for you. I hear the song and I'm like, hey, she was in a cool spot that night. So
Yeah.
I hope that all the house shows to come feel this good. I hope
right.
you continue to love them.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Parr Usual. I just want to give a big thanks to Liam for thinking of me and let me play on the variety show. Liam, you're the best, and I appreciate all the love and support you've given me during my time with Parr Usual. Tonight, I'm going to play the 3 songs for my new EP, The Sweet Esteem, which comes out the 29th, which may or may not have passed already. But either way, go stream that, The Sweet Esteem. This is the first song off that. It's called I Love House Shows.
Oh man, she's so good. Yes. Whew, I'm lucky. This is cool, man. This is fun. And another cool thing about this episode, I'm slinging a brand new song at you. This is a song off the new concept record that I'm going to be putting out soon that I'm super excited about. If you've been watching the show, I've been talking about it. So if you haven't been watching the show, watch the show. Check it out. There's some more songs throughout the other episodes. But anyway, This is a song called Captain's Seat. It's brand new. Um, I hope you dig it. I hope it means something to you. It's a cool one. Let's go, Captain's Seat by your boy. Enjoy.
It's funny how as we grow and our perspectives change, I prefer to be on the course and not the driving range. And lately I've been feeling strange. People having me on their team but never put me in. I lost my warp capabilities and I'm adrift again, floating in the solar wind. Yeah, well, left and right, I'm in a vacuum. I want support, but can I ask you, who are you and where'd you come from? Was I something you could learn from? I can be the mistake you made, that's fine with me. Nothing ever grows in the shade, so I'll bear the heat. And best of luck with every change that you need. It's strange to see you from the captain's seat. I try to befriend myself, but it is coming slow. With all of the things I felt, you think I'd be a pro. You think that I would have to know. Well, I don't know, no, I don't know. And right, I'm in a vacuum. I want support, but can I ask you who you are and where you come from? Was I something you could learn from? I can be the mistake you made, that's fine with me. Nothing comes from living in the shade, so I'll bear the heat. Best of luck with every change you meet. Strange to see you from the captain's seat. Who are you and where'd you come from?
So, your second song, Manhattan in the Spring. This one is kind of intriguing to me. Okay, so first of all, I gotta ask, are you a big Billy Joel fan?
I am.
Yeah?
100%. Yeah, I actually just did the Zanzibar like TikTok dance challenge.
I saw this morning. That's so weird.
Oh my god, I know. I thought it was like so funny that like, I mean, because you feel like you see TikTok dances and it's like always like popular music, so to see stuff like from like my stuff I like,
Right.
especially like as like a like girl in her like early 20s, whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, look, this is kind of like meaning of worlds. I'll totally do this, because I would like never do TikTok dances, but then I was like, oh, this is cute and fun, and like I love Billy Joel. So
Yeah, I love it. It was perfect. It worked out. It's
yeah.
so weird. Okay, so I listened to these and did the questions yesterday, and I heard the Billy Joel reference, and I was like, I have to ask her. She's a fan. And then I went to work, and I work at a library, so I was just doing my thing, not paying attention to anybody. And one of my coworkers beside me goes, I've just had Billy Joel stuck in my head all day. And that was like, I was like, what? Like, what? And then this morning you did the dance. I was like, what? Like, what's the Billy Joel thing? So
Oh, yes.
there's
That is
like
funny.
yeah, it's crazy. There's like a Billy Joel moon or whatever. I don't know if that's not a thing, but okay. So Manhattan in the Spring. Enough about Billy Joel. So this song, I love this song. This song is like a wholesome, like rom-com type, not rom-com, but this is just such a wholesome like scene. I feel like I'm watching a movie when I listen to this song. It's such a story, and with it being such a story, the question that I had was like, who are all these people you were singing about? Are these like real people, or are you just really creating like a whole little world in this song?
Oh, that's so awesome. So like, yeah, I think that the contrasting thing between I Love House Shows and Manhattan in the Spring is like I Love House Shows has happened, and it's like that is something that has happened to me.
Right.
Where Manhattan in the Spring is kind of like where I visualize my life going in a way.
Cool.
And so like my whole thing is kind of like I really want to go to New York when I graduate, and I really see myself like kind of in successful positions. I mean, whether that's like a little grandiose or not, but like that's how I kind of vision my life in a way. And all these like different, like each verse is kind of like a scene, like I'm in my home, I have a husband, I have a kid, where, we have enough money to have someone take our kid to school. It's just kind of like this character really. It's like partially where I'd love to be in life, but then partially, like a character,
Right.
and then it, moves on to like, and then I have a boss who's kind of sexist, but like, I'm bringing in the dough anyway. And I have a mother-in-law who's, pretty intense and devout kind of thing. And then it moves on. Then I'm, walking on the street and I see someone, like whenever I went to New York for AES, actually, that's when I really fell in love with the city. And something I just always like stuck in my head was like when you would walk on the street and you'd see people who were like a lot more fortunate, maybe homeless and stuff. And like, you would catch their eye and it was like, you'd like have that connection for a second. They always seem, the sweet esteem. That's kind of like where that name was born.
Yeah.
Of like people who like are sometimes disregarded and stuff being the most kind, where my character's kind of cold because of like this lifestyle she lives. And so that's kind of like where, it was like a bit of a character, but then also partially how I see my future in a way, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm so glad I asked because I wanted it to be you.
Yeah.
I heard it and I was like, she is like putting it out there. She is manifesting her future. Like I wanted it to be you. And so to hear that it's you is awesome. But to also hear that you are building this character upon yourself and knowing that it's like real. I mean, like when people sing about their future and sing about what they want, especially in like popular music, it's all just like, I'm going to have all this money. I'm going to have all this success. But you went beyond that and you were like, I'm going to do all this cool shit, but also all this real shit is going to happen to me. Yeah. And so I love it. I dig it. That's super cool. And like you said, the Sweet Esteem, it's just the culmination of the whole record. Super cool.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm a fan. With your performance and with the recording, I got to say, like your dynamics on this song are super cool. Mm-hmm. I know that like with this kind of folky song that's like, just one repeated arrangement or one repeated section, the dynamics really are everything. And you definitely nailed that. It went along with the vibe. It went along with the lyrics. It was super cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. That's very cool.
Heck yeah. I'm so excited. People are going to like dig it. They're going to hear this and they're going to know that this is where you're going to be. They're going to be looking for future you in Manhattan killing life.
Oh my gosh, I hope.
All right, this second song is Manhattan in the Spring. It's the second track on my new EP, The Sweet Esteem. boss man told me I'm a bitch ahead of my time. According to Miss Winter, I'm just doing fine. My mother-in-law fears God. She holds my hand when the priest says, fear not. The sweetest thing in the world that she brings, with a fur coat that I showed up in, it means the most to me. It's Manhattan in the spring, and I feel the heavy gaze coming from a poor man's eyes. And the sweetest thing in the world that he brings, the street is too cold for a woman like me. It's Manhattan in the spring. It's the status I need, it's the class and the ease. And the piano, it sits in the bay window.
So this is weird because this is like one of the first songs that I heard you perform that I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is cool and has good taste and is killing it. I think I actually reached out to you. I was like, hey, you're singing Ella Fitzgerald, but that's so cool. I'm so glad you laid it down. I was excited. I saw it and I was like, sweet, I actually get to listen to this, like jam out of this. So yes, why this song? I know you're an Ella fan, but why this tune?
So like a little funny story about how I found the song was back in the day, not really back in the day, like 5 years ago, when I was in high school or whatever. Like my first car didn't have like an aux cord or anything like that.
Right.
And so I had to like really rely on CDs if I wanted to listen to something, which seems like so normal for some people, but like at this point it's like 2015. So I'm kind of like, it's pretty outdated. But my mom had a whole CD collection and one of them was just like, it was like this CD, compilation CD is like, for women when they fall in love or something like hokey like that. Right. And that was the first song on the CD is If You Ever Change My Mind by Ella Fitzgerald. And I just remember being like, I really like that song. And then like, just later, I just kind of was like, oh, I remember that song. And what was that? And then I found it on streaming services and I was like, I want to learn that. I really like that, and like now it's like, I feel like if I unfortunately, I kind of like got to the song way after COVID, so I haven't really played live as much, but like right. I feel like every artist kind of has like their cover song, and I feel like it's kind of like mine. I kind of like, oh, I have like a little ownership to it, and so that's why I wanted to include it on the EP, because I think of like other artists and like what's their like cover, and like someone who I really admire, like Leanne LaHavis, she did Say a Little Prayer, and that's kind of like her thing, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want like a sweet like older song is like my so that's kind of how it came.
I love it. And I think, like you said, that's kind of something that a lot of artists tend to do. And people really appreciate that. Like if you did like 30 Ella Fitzgerald songs, it wouldn't really mean a whole lot. But the fact that you've got this one song and you've got this personal connection to it, and that's a cool connection too. And it makes me happy that somebody in 2015 was still listening to CDs besides myself. So
yes.
I like that. Cool. So killer guitar playing. Obviously with this song, you like don't skimp on the chords. You don't skimp on the changes. You've got these smart people chords. You're playing bass lines here and there. Like this is killer. I notice. I'm listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love that. I know a lot of your music is kind of more folky, and you also have like other projects that are kind of folky. So is this a departure from your like normal guitar kind of work, or do you like to play this jazz type stuff as well? Are you?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I really love New Orleans style jazz. That's like really what I love. Whenever I listen to jazz, I'm not like super into, like, I can appreciate all the big jazz people, like Miles Davis, stuff like that. But like definitely my heart is like the very cute, like Kiss to Build a Dream On, Louis Armstrong, stuff like that. Like I love that cute little romantic stuff. And like I think something about my songwriting is that, even though this is a cover, I've just actually worked on a song with my friend. His name's James, and he plays piano, and he's in the jazz program at UNCG, which is where I'm from, Greensboro. So, and we just worked on a song very jazzy. Like it should have been on this EP, but I had it written and recorded with him like way after I, put it on the distributor or whatever. Right. But I think the thing about my songwriting is that whatever I'm really listening to and like really hot and heavy into, like just in my own time, it really influences my songwriting. Oh yeah. So it's definitely kind of like, if I'm really listening to a bunch of jazz, I write a jazz song. If I'm listening to like a lot of country, I write a country song. And that's just like how I do it. And I'm not sure if it's because like I love all these genres and like maybe I haven't really found my specific, thing like to market myself with. But I definitely been working on music that's back to like my synth pop roots, that I'm gonna put out. So I like to write whatever and have fun, but I do like to have some consistency, and that's why I put it on this acoustic album, because I'm like, I love this song, but this is not going to fit on like a really produced synth pop, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it depends on what I'm really listening to,
Yeah, I admire that a lot. And I think you have, with your knowledge of like recording and stuff like that, you have a little bit more freedom with that kind of stuff. Because if you're not, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm this synth pop artist, or oh, I'm this like electric artist, but I'm gonna go record an acoustic album. Like that's a whole another endeavor and stuff like that. So the fact that you're just diversifying your catalog this way, that's super cool. I dig that.
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing I'm gonna say about this song is the freaking, okay, did you produce this yourself? You produce all this stuff? Or
so I actually, the funny story about how the EP came about is me and my friend Anna, she recorded it for me. And basically what pretty much happened was we're in this class together. It's called Split Rail. It's a like mock record label at the school pretty much. And for one of our assignments, we had like a virtual split fest, and everyone had like their own group and they like represent an artist. And so Anna was like, hey, could you be our artist we represent? And basically we just had to do like film and audio. So the EP, the whole set was like 6 songs, but I only picked those 3 because they kind of like matched the most together. Because I did do Drowsy Daydream, and I did like a song that I wrote way long ago on SoundCloud called Eros, and they just didn't really fit EP. But we did that in the studio. So you can go on YouTube and like the EP's on. It's like the live recording with the video. Oh, yeah. Cool. So it's not any different. But yeah, she did all the editing and recording and all that.
Sweet. Well, props to her, because like the arrangement with this like cool haunting reverby mix that you've got going on, that's just killer. Yeah. It's so cool. It really like brings the nostalgia out of the song. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a vibe.
Yeah, Anna kills it. I mean, Anna, I give props to Anna. Anna's like my best friend anyway. I mean, I'm gonna give her props anyway. But like, she's also in the recording program with me, and she's excellent. And it was just so nice to be like, I feel like when you, even though it is nice to be able to like know a little bit of everything in the industry, like being a music industry student, like I know a little about recording, I know a little bit about marketing, yada. It is nice to be able to just be the artist and let someone else handle everything else and be like, you do it. I'm just going to have fun and sing and get out of here. Yeah. And that was like the perfect example, just like, we'll let you do it. And I'm just going to go have fun. See you later,
Absolutely. I miss those days. I feel like ever since COVID happened,
a bunch of musicians have all kind of had to start being like a really super independent and like self-sufficient and stuff like that. I'm really ready to just go show up at someone else's studio or radio show or whatever and just play some music and not worry about anything else.
It's so refreshing, because even me and Anna, we're in a project called Folk. I don't know if that's one of the questions you might ask or not.
I was about to ask, yeah.
Okay, then I'll hold
since we brought her up, no. Since we brought her up, tell the people about Folklore.
Yeah, so Folklore is me and Anna's little duo we did together. And it was kind of like a little bit, the idea was a little campier, I think, than like what ended up happening, because I think we're kind of like, we love country music, just like side note, let's make a country double, because just kind of like, it was kind of to be funny in a way, because the first song's a little campy, and it's on our double's called Love Drunks, and it's pretty campy and whatnot, but afterwards we're like, what, we work like super well together, like why didn't we do this sooner, and like for that too, our other friend, like mutual friend and best friend, we all hang out together. His name's Colin Register. He like masters all my stuff. He is going to record our EP coming up. So that's going to be a lot of fun, because it's all like, we're all buds, but also again, like with that EP, I recorded the first song, she recorded the second, because it was like school project, and that's a lot of stress to be like, I'm the songwriter, I'm the producer, I'm the, like I was saying, and so it's gonna be so nice to be like, hey, we're just gonna produce and like have fun and play, but like Colin, you get to deal with all the nightmare of like, editing, and like you do take a lot of personal stuff out of it. I think that's really helpful sometimes, because you can get hung up on one thing for way too long when it's like your own song, when if you're doing someone else's song, it's not going to be that difficult, Yes, so we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Please keep me updated. Maybe we can find a way to get you guys both back on this as
absolutely. That would be so awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be so good.
Cool.
All right, this is the last song off my EP. It's a cover by Ella Fitzgerald. It's called If You Ever Change Your Mind. Thank you so much, Liam, for having me, and for everyone tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope y'all enjoy The Sweetest Tea. If you ever change your mind, I'll be around where I used to be, lonely, heart and all, waiting for your call. If you ever change your mind, since you've been away, I find nobody else means a thing to me, and I miss you so, but you'll only know if you ever change your mind. A million times I've wondered how we could have said goodbye. A million times I've wondered if you feel the same as I. Now I'm so lonesome I could cry, though you left my love behind. I'd wait in endless eternity, makes no difference who wants to appeal to you. Now I'll be gentle, sweet and kind, dear, if you ever change your mind. If you ever change your mind.
Well, cool. So that's all your performances. Thank you so much. That's freaking perfect. You nailed it. So
Thank you.
there is like one more part to all of this, and it's really weird, and I hope you're ready for it.
Sure.
I've got this questionnaire that I'm doing this season. It's the really hard-hitting questions. They're going to tell everybody like exactly who you are, exactly what kind of person you are, like ruin your reputation.
Like, oh, I'm scared.
It's really like, yeah, just be scared. But are you down for this? I've got 11 questions for you.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First question. This one's big. What is your favorite beverage?
Oh my gosh. Well, I 100% have to say Diet Pepsi
Right, I kind of assumed.
is my go-to.
Yeah.
I have to have a Diet Pepsi in the morning, or I get a headache. I'm definitely dependent at this point. Just like it's crisp, like I know it has aspartame. I know diet drinks are not the vibe. I understand, but it's just something about like a crisp Diet Pepsi in the morning. It's just like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Everybody has their poison. I
That's
appreciate it.
exactly.
Do you think you'll ever depart from your Instagram handle containing the Diet Pepsi?
I've thought about it. I'm like honestly moving to the ginger ale wagon a little bit.
Oh snap!
You know,
Kidding.
it's not the like I'm not saying it's the perfect substitution, but I think like if you're gonna knock a habit, you kind of have to take it step by step. You can't just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna start drinking water now. I feel like you
Right.
have to like downgrade. So I may or may not. I'm like transitioning to like, you know, just like Canada Dry right now.
Okay.
Trying to get a little better, so who knows?
I dig it. Well, keep me updated on that, and best of luck on your journey there. That's okay. So, are you this one's big, car or SUV? If you had to choose.
Ooh, definitely SUV.
Yes.
I drive an SUV, so I
Okay.
like getting bars. I don't like sitting low to the ground.
I
You know,
dig it. Yeah.
I can appreciate both. I mean, as long as it gets me there. But like, if I had to, you know, pick,
Yeah, that's what we're
you
doing.
know,
We're picking. Good choice. Good call. Okay, this one's hard. This is not even fair to ask musicians, but I'm doing it. The best decade for music.
oh, dang, this is really hard.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to say. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's like a horn. But anyway, I'm gonna have to say 80s because I would say I feel like it's the best marriage between today's music and yesterday's music.
yeah,
Like in one whole decade, you know, because you still have a little bit of 70s and like a little bit of 70s is still there, but you
right.
still got like 90s and a little 2000s. Like I think it's the best marriage in my opinion.
Okay, I dig it. That's a good answer.
Par Usual is very, very synth pop esque. Well, I mean, like my first double is not, I mean, as much, but like I've been working on a new EP that is
Okay.
very much 80s throwback. So I'm like, I'm very biased because that's another thing. Like I love like 80s pop, like all the stuff that people are like, ugh, you know, sometimes like, oh my gosh, like George Michael, Madonna. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm ready. Okay, this is tough. This is unfair as well. Cats or dogs?
Oh, okay. So this is unfair for some people, but for me, I'm the most biased person on the planet. I love cats. Like literally, hold on a second. Hello. I have
Oh, yes.
I have
love
two
it.
cats at home. I love them. I like that they're independent. I love that dogs, like I can appreciate the whole like, oh my God, you come home and your dog's excited to see you. But like I like that I can like leave my cat alone and they don't need me. But then like
Yes.
let's cuddle and we're good. You know?
Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you. You just gave my answer to that question.
Thank you.
So I
Thank
appreciate that.
I love cats. I like this.
Yes, cats are good. Okay, this one's big, and this one I don't know. I don't know if this is hard. Dinner or breakfast?
Mm. I would say breakfast. I like breakfast culture. You know, like I know people have been like hating on Cracker Barrel a little bit on social media recently, but like, you know, like just going to Cracker Barrel on like a Sunday and you're just like hanging out and like that's just like such a nice feeling to me.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'm not opposed to either, but like I think I have more like nostalgia and like associated with breakfast than dinner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Nice, good answer.
Thank you.
Okay, this one is definitely an unfair musician question, but I really threw this in because I'm excited about the answers. I'm excited about your answer. Favorite sport?
Oh my gosh. Favorite sport? This is funny. I would say personally, I'm not like a big like I'm myself am not a big sports person. I used to swim before I realized that I'm not an athlete, which is great exercise. But I think my favorite sport to watch would be like gymnastics.
Oh snap! Okay.
That's so impressive to me. Like watching the Olympics and just seeing people like if I had to like go back in time and like do something different when I was like growing up, I'd be like I would enroll in gymnastics because it just looks so much fun and freeing. It just like and it's so impressive.
Heck yeah! It would just be crazy to be able to do all that stuff.
For real.
Maybe one day.
Maybe I am a very tall. We've never met in person, but I'm like 5'9", 10.
Okay.
So I would not be a good gymnastics woman because I know they're very small and petite. So I don't know.
Hey,
It'd be
change the
worth a
game.
shot. I know Jonathan Van Ness does.
Yeah.
You know, all of the gymnastics, and they're like 6'4".
Right. Think about it. Cool. Now I know. Okay. This one's cool. If you had to move to another country, what would it be?
Ooh. I feel like the rational answer would be somewhere that speaks English because I don't speak any other language besides English.
Fair.
But I love Italian culture.
Yeah.
So I think I would love to live somewhere in like southern Italy,
Cool.
you know, like kind of mountainous, but like also oceans and like just that whole culture is just very, I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool place to live, but I don't know enough. I tried to learn Italian and I did not go very far. So it'd have to be an English speaking part of Italy or something. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some there. I'm sure
Someone has to know English.
Exactly. Just hire a translator for the rest of your life.
True.
No, I dig it. That's cool. Italy, huh? So the plan is when the Travel Channel buys out my show next season, we're gonna take all these people, including you, to your country. So,
Yes, that sounds excellent. Let's do it.
So be ready to perform in Italy. I'm sure it'll happen. Like
I'm sure my audience is broad in Italy. Someone has to be in Italy.
Yeah, they're there. You got it. That would be fun. I'm ready. Do you like Italian food? Are you like a big Italian food person?
I do like Italian food. Yeah, like I definitely love my pastas. I mean, I don't want to be, culturally insensitive because I'm sure there's a lot more to Italian food than pasta. But like, yes, I can tear up a bowl of penne and not think twice about it. So
Nice.
definitely.
Good to know. Noted. That was a bonus question, by the way. That's not just like an Italian food question.
Oh dang!
Okay. It'll stay in because everybody has to know that you can tear up a bowl of pasta.
Yes, this is important.
Okay, this one's you're in Boone, so this answer is going to be kind of funny. Warm weather or cold weather?
Oh my gosh, warm weather 100%. I'm such a fake App State student. I'm so fake. I like genuinely came here for my degree. Right. Because I remember like when we were freshmen and we had like a freshman orientation and one of the icebreakers was like, why'd you come to Boone? Why'd you come to FCA? And I was like, oh, they have an awesome, music exercise program. And they're like, oh no, you're supposed to say you like skiing and hiking. I'm like, I don't. Yes. So, it's cold as heck right now. It was like 20 degrees last night and the wind was blowing. No. So yeah, definitely warm weather all the way.
That's hilarious. That makes me happy to know. Okay. I'm just going to, actually it kind of makes me sad to know. I feel like I'm just going to be picturing you just suffering through cold.
I know. But you know what? It's good when you have good friends to keep you
warm.
It's okay.
That was beautiful. That's definitely staying in.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a big one too. This is like huge personality question. People are going to like defriend you for this one maybe. Mini golf or bowling?
Ooh. I would say bowling. Honestly, I mean, I can do both. I definitely like to putt a little bit, especially when I'm in Myrtle Beach. That's kind of like the thing to do.
Yeah.
But I think I do like bowling just because I do like indoor activities. You can do it at any time. Putt, you have to, weather.
Right.
But bowling you do inside. You can have. I feel like bowling's a little. Not like a quicker game, but you can have more people and it's a quicker game than I think it is.
Okay, I like it. You're breaking it down. Like
I'm really trying to thinking.
I dig it. Thank you. So she's a bowler. Okay, this one's big too. And this one kind of shows. This one makes me feel old. So I'm excited to hear your answer. So maybe it doesn't make me feel old. What's your favorite cartoon character?
Ooh. Okay. I would say favorite cartoon. Oh my gosh. Okay. I would say, do you know like this is so awful and off the beaten path, but like, do you know like the little squirrel in like Happy Tree Friends? This is so not a TV show at all.
That's a great answer. I was not expecting Happy Tree Friends to ever be said
I didn't want to be basic. I didn't want to be like SpongeBob. I mean, because I grew up on SpongeBob and all like Fairly Odd Parents, all that. But like, I was like, no, like, let's think a little deeper. What's like, and I just feel like Happy Tree Friends is just like so hilarious, awfully so. But it's just like such like coming of age, like kind of slapsticky in a way. You know what I'm saying? Just like vulgar, and it's like ha 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 ha. So I would say that honestly.
Wow. I hope. If this question ever comes up in like therapy or something, you have to call me and let me know that I asked you first.
This is where my downhill goes. It's like Grayson's a psychopath. Here we go.
No. We all did it. If anybody's trying to tell you that they didn't, yeah,
Everybody watched
We've all been there.
Yes, exactly. Oh, snap. Okay, so this is the last question. This one is super dorky. And so preparing you for that. But this one's near and dear to me. I've been working on a concept record that kind of focuses around this. And so one of the songs that I'm going to write is actually kind of going to be based on everybody's answer of this question,
Awesome.
which is really crazy. Anyway, nerd question. Here we go. So if the president came and asked you tomorrow, and this is the new one, the cool one, yeah. Yeah. So if he came to you and asked you tomorrow if you would be willing to travel into space and meet an alien race, would you do it?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like I definitely have like a big fear of space.
Okay.
Like I'm definitely terrified of it. Like like the infinite part of space, and just like you have just this little capsule and that's all. Like, and if you get out, you're done. I think that terrifies me. But for like to say that I met an alien race, I think I could get over the fear of like the capsule, just to be able to like come back and be like, guess what I did that you didn't do.
Yes.
You know?
I'm so glad. So that's actually like, I've only done 2 of these, but that's the consistent answer. And that's what I want to know, because like I know that it's terrifying, but like you have to, right? I mean,
exactly. That's like once in a lifetime opportunity. And then also, how are you going to say no to the president in a way? You know?
Right.
Especially Joe, you know?
Yeah. Not going to do that. I love it. Okay, well, you survived. You survived this whole interview, questionnaire, performances. You did it.
Yeah.
So now the floor is yours. I want you to tell the people what you got going on. I want you to tell the people what's next.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like my life kind of is like based on whatever's happening in the semester right now. Right. You know, so this semester I'm working with my friend Jasmine Hunjin, who I recorded one of her songs recently, and Anna Azell, who recorded this EP. We're working together to write just like a single, just like trying to do more collaborations. I'm in touch with people in Greensboro. The same song me and James are doing. His roommate Liam, not another Liam, is gonna write some cool parts for that too. So I think my whole idea this semester is just to collaborate and just make as much music as possible. I definitely should have a single out, I'm going to say around the end of February, beginning of March. I don't want to put an exact date on it, but I'm very close to being finished with that. And that is going to be on an EP that I'm hoping to release on April 11th, which is my birthday.
Oh, snap. That's exciting.
Yes. So that's sort of the timeline, I'm hoping.
Nice. So we will be ready to wish you a happy birthday and congratulations. That's awesome. Your EP, where is it? Is it everywhere? Is it on all platforms?
Yes, I decided to actually give DistroKid plenty of time to upload everything. So it should be on all services, and it's like Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And TikTok. So if someone wants to make a dance to I Love House Shows, please do it.
I got you. Right after the interview, I got you. I wouldn't do that to your song.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. That's it. Like, this is it. We did it. We're done chatting. Thank you. Please come back. Please do it again.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me and always being there to support. Like, you're awesome all the time. You're like, whenever I'm like about music, like you just like comment on my stuff, and I'm like, okay, we're back again. We're good.
I dig it. That's all I ever want to do for like everybody. We all just got to keep each other going, man. It's a weird time to be a musician, first of all. So we all got to show the love. And I'm a fan. Like I told you the other day, like I was a fan first. Friends now, fan first.
I mean, feelings mutual, dude. I mean, like, even whenever you're like, hey, here's my music, I was like, heck yeah. And you did the acoustic thing before me, so you know, kind of inspired the way.
Oh, nice. It's all good. I'm excited to see what comes. I'm ready for it. Heck yeah, we did it. We're done. It's an interview.
I gotta thank Parr Usual Grayson one more time. That was great. She's great. Please check her out on social media. Check out her new EP. She's super talented. I know she's going to be doing a lot of cool stuff soon. So get on it. Get to it. She's great. Thank you for watching the show and being supportive. If you made it this far, you're a badass, because this is literally an hour-long show. So thank you, and it's really been a good time. I'm really enjoying doing this. I'm still learning. I'm still getting my feet wet, but you guys have made it really cool. The turnout is awesome, so it's just really fulfilling. It's really cool. Thank you. We have a new episode coming in 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. It's in February. The next episode, episode 3. Ben's Birds is coming back. He just released a new song, or is gonna release a new song. I heard it, and you're gonna like it. It's good. So get excited for him. There's gonna be some other cool stuff happening in that episode. Shout out to Josh and Dalton for helping me out tonight. They sounded great. I love those guys. Check out Liam and the Nerdy Blues. Go listen to our EP. Much love. Have a good 2 weeks, and we'll see you soon. Take it easy.